Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Concussion Chronicles Healing Out Loud with CharlieB. I'm Charlene, better known as CharlieB, and I'm so glad that you're here with me. I've been sharing the story of my healing journey after I suffered from just when it was getting good. Um, After I suffered from a concussion and all the different things that I went through. I'm just sharing my journey with you. So there's so many different stories that I could tell. So I wanted to just take it one day at a time and, make a series out of it because why not? I know I'm not the only person going through this. As a matter of fact, when this first happened, I literally thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was crazy, but I'm glad that I know that I'm not. Excuse me, I was getting a phone call there. Um, um, so yeah, but before I get started, I want to just say that I am not a medical professional. I am not offering any medical advice. I'm just a woman that bumped her head one day and ended up with a concussion, which led to a series of unfortunate events, a series of unfortunate, maybe not events, but what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of. Symptoms, a series of unfortunate symptoms. Um, One of the things that I went through, and I have my notes here as well, because hey, listen, I can't remember on my best day, so why am I going to try to remember as I sit here and speak to you? But um so many different things have taken place since the concussion. And if you started out in the series, it's important to not ignore any of the symptoms or any of the signs. So I try to take notes, and if something new happens, I tell my doctor right away, because I'm healed by his stripes. I am healed. Not I'm gonna be healed, but I'm healed. Although I'm healing, I'm in the healing. I'm in the process of healing. I'm claiming my healing in Jesus' name. So, um, there was a day that my daughter and I were in the kitchen. We were cooking. It may have been tacos. I don't remember what we were cooking. By the way, my daughter does more cooking than me. I have to make this quick because my iPad is dying. But there's a day that we were in the kitchen cooking, and we're just lottie da and talking. And there was a point in time, there was a point, in, and I was like, "Oh, you should brown that. You should put it in the thing and brown it. Put it in the." And this was me. Put it in the my 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 mind went totally blank, and I could not think. I looked at the thing on top of the fridge. I was looking right at it and couldn't think of what it was. When I tell you I reached for it, I couldn't think of what it was. And I looked at my daughter, and she knew what I said. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. And it was just a moment that I was having as I fought back the tears, because I know what this is. I know what it is. Why can't I think of the word? And I've touched it. This is me reaching on top of the refrigerator. I, I touched it, and I grabbed it, and I looked at her and I said, "What is this?" And she said, "Mommy, it's a cast iron pan." And I held back the tears, and it's very heavy, by the way. So I pulled it down and I put it on I, I put it on um the stove, and I just needed a minute. And I told her I'd be back because I needed a minute. And I went upstairs and I just prayed and I was like, God, that was scary because I could not think of what that thing was for nothing. I tried and I could not think of what it was. And in that moment, I knew that I had to turn to God because I had already said I'm not going to live in fear, but that was scary. That was one of those moments where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm I'm going to end up with Alzheimer's." And no, I had to cut it off. I had to take a minute. I didn't keep going. I didn't ignore it. I dealt with it. I dealt with the moment. I allowed myself to deal with that moment. And it was hard. I don't want to say I was embarrassed because it's my baby girl. But then I was like, what if I was at work? What if that would have happened during a meeting? And then everybody would have known just how bad it is. And I don't want that, right? So I took a minute and I gave myself grace. And I walked away, went upstairs, and I was like, Lord, if I gotta go through this, give me the strength that I need, because that was hard. That no matter how I tried, I could not think of the words cast iron pan. And that's what a concussion and brain trauma will do while we're healing, while we're going through it. Because I'm healed, but I'm in the healing process. So while I'm healing, these things I've been having to deal with and go through. And it's scary sometimes, but I know that with God, I can do all things. I literally, I think God gave this to me because He knew that I can handle it. Um, because if it had happened to somebody else, they may not have been able to handle it. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is I want to make God proud. I want to let Him know that I'm never going to stop believing that He's going that no, that I am healed and that He is healing me. Right. So that happened and we got over it. Whatever she was cooking, whatever we was cooking, it was good. And I'm glad. I wish I could remember, but I can't. But anywho, um, we get through these moments, and I'm going to continue to have moments like this, obviously, while I'm on the healing journey, because I'm healed. And I won't stop saying that. I decree it and I declare that I am healed. So, um, finished out the rest of the evening. I think that that night we sat and watched a movie as a family, had some laughs, and just got over it. Those frustrating times will happen. You know, those are the times, the things that we have to deal with and get through. But allow yourself the grace to get through it. If I had ignored it and pretended it wouldn't happen, then I would have had to deal with it a few days later and wish that I had dealt with that in that moment. So whatever happens, I deal with it in the moment so I don't have to deal with it later. Right? So that's what I would recommend that you do. That is my unprofessional opinion, but my diagnosed opinion. Does that make any sense at all? Probably not, but I'm going to stick with it because I like it. Yeah. All right. So, so I just want to thank you all for joining me for this series. I have quite a few more stories to share. Let's go ahead and heal together. If you know anybody that has a traumatic brain injury, that is going through anything like this, share this video with them. Let's heal together. Let's heal out loud, right? because we're all going through something. So we might as well do it out loud. I get to do it in my beautiful backyard, listening to the birds sing and just looking at God do what He does. Everything He does is the best, but I get to sit out here and watch Him do what He does. So please make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that other people can hear. And don't forget to send this to somebody that might need encouragement. It's real. It's real. It's real. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I'm not even going to say what I was about to say. I'll say I'll save that for next time. But let me make sure I didn't forget anything. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. That was fun. So I'll see you next time on Healing Out Loud with Charlie B. Charlie B out.